Welcome to your breakfast news live from AYOGEN online television. This is your news at 8. Here are the headlines. Your fighter jet will be used to collapse Nigeria. Mbaka warns Buhari. Agitations Nigeria will succeed. Anything else senseless, says Oshibajo. On our political news this morning, address on unemployment, hunger in Nigeria. Ex-lawmaker tells Buhari, APC. Regarding the 2023 general election, Umahi Ayade will suffer disappointment, regrets joining APC, says the primate Ayodele. On our business news this morning, federal government approves cultivation of genetically modified maize. MasterCard KAP set to train 300,000 Nigerians in Nigerian. On our sport news this morning, Roe reveals how he plotted Central African Republic's downfall in Douala. On our health news this morning, cholera outbreak kills 20 in Adamawa. On our foreign news this morning, UK to settle Afghan women, footballers and families. On entertainment news this morning, viral video, Charles Inoje Bengade Yinka urged Kwara government to investigate the brutal flogging of madrasa students. So the full details coming up next. Your fighter jet will be used to collapse Nigeria, Mbaka warns Buhari. The spiritual director, Adoration Ministry Enugu, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, has warned President Muhammadu Buhari that the fighter jets he is purchasing will be used to destroy the country. The cleric stated this during a sermon at his church on Sunday. According to Mbaka, Buhari should rather focus on building more industries. The jets you're buying are going to be used to collapse Nigeria. Please, the first person to meet President Buhari after this message should tell him that all these jets he is buying will be used to destroy Nigeria. God told me to tell him that. He said, let him stop buying more jets and begin to build more industries. Buhari, speaking last week, confirmed that we have received new equipment in our fight against any form of insecurity from our friendly countries. This asset will be deployed to accelerate the fight against insecurity in all parts of the country, he added. So, agitations Nigerians will succeed, anything else senseless, says Oshibajo. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo says anything that is not towards the advancement of Nigerians' unity is senseless. The VP spoke at a section with Nigerian High Commissioner officials in London at the Abuja House, the High Commissioner's residence. If you look at all of us sitting here, we represent the geopolitical zones. This is the Nigeria that will succeed. Anything else doesn't make sense, he said. Oshibajo urged the citizen of at home and in diaspora to promote the country of our country. He noted that nobody who critically looks at how Nigeria operates will recognize the people are better off in the current system. Yorubas are not better off on their own. Igbos are not better off on their own. The North is not better off on its own. The Vice President and said oneness is why Nigeria remains strong and can face the world. Everywhere in the world, people are coming together to form stronger units. They are not breaking up. This is not the time to break up. If you read of the economies of smaller nations, they are looking for ways of how they can become stronger by aligning with other nations. How does a country with all the potentials and everything that we have think that the best way is to break up? Oshibajo quipped. On our political news this morning, address on unemployment, hunger in Nigeria. Ex-lawmaker tells Buhari, APC. A member of the 8th Senate House, Senator Sam Anyanwu, has charged President Muhammadu Buhari to be a proactive handling Nigerians' political and socio-economic flaws. Anyanwu, a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who represented Imo State Senatorial District, charged the president to urgently address hunger in the country. He advised the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, and its leader to stop being clannish over issues affecting Nigerians, advising them to instead look for better ways to address unemployment, high cost of goods, and starvation in the society. According to him, President Muhammadu Buhari's led APC administration should be aware that the only way to solve the every component unit and charge the federal and state government to immediately open channels of dialogue to weigh options and adapt where necessary. The PDP chieftain, while expressing optimism that the current security threat across the nation will be defeated, frowned against the use of force on Nigerians by security agencies, noting that in a decent democratic setting, the citizens are placed as top priority than anything else. Ayawu gave this charge in a release signed by the Special Advisor Media, Ikena Omowa, warned politicians against making unguarded statements capable of jeopardizing the peace and security of the country. The former lawmaker cautioned them not to hide under the current security challenges in Nigeria to cause more panic and mayhem by eating up the polity. He warned them to desist from fuel crisis in a bid to realize their selfish ambitions. Regarding the 2023 general election, Umahi Ayade will suffer disappointment, regrets joining APC, says the primate Ayodele. The leader of INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, on Sunday issued some prophecies against Governor Dave Umahi and his Cross River State counterpart, Ben Ayade, ahead of the 2023 general election. Primate Ayodele said Umahi's mission to become the president or vice president will not see the light of the day. In a statement by his media aide, Oluwatoyin Osho, the clergyman said Umahi's political ambition will be jeopardized. He revealed that towards the expiration of his tenure as governor, most of his trusted aides will disappoint him. Primate Ayodele advised the governor to return to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, if he wants to stay relevant in politics. According to the clergyman, the governor would go into oblivion politically if he fails to return to PDP. He said the mission of Ebonyi Governor Dave Umahi to become the president or vice president will not see the light of the day. He will be jeopardized politically and his party will not win the state in 2023. So once the end of the expiration of his tenure, most of his trusted aides and political allies will disappoint him. If he wants to stay relevant, he should return to his former party or go oblivion in the state. APC cannot win Ebonyi in 2023. The INRI spiritual leader also warned that Ayade will face disappointment and will be left to regret the campaign to be All Progressive Congress, APC, because its efforts will not be appreciated. The governor of Cross River State, Ben Ayade, will be disappointed, especially in 2023. His followers will kick against his instructions. His mission for 2023 pushed him to the campaign to the ruling party will not be achieved, he added. On our business news this morning, federal government cultivation of genetically modified maize. The federal government has granted environmental approval for the evaluation and open cultivation of Tela maize, a new variety of genetically improved modified maize developed by researchers at the Institute for Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Approval for the cultivation of the crop was announced in a statement issued in Abuja on Sunday, jointly signed by the Communications Officer, West and Central Africa, or African Agricultural Technology Foundation, and the Information Officer, IARABU, Yakubu Dodo. According to the statement, the genetically modified maize will resist fall, armyworm, stem borers, and tolerate moderate drought. The government decision was contained in a certificate issued to IAR by the National Biosafety Management Agency. The agency mandated to regulate genetically modified products across the country. The certificate dated October 8, 2021, with permit code number NBMA/CM/003, was issued to IAR for general/commercial release of Tela maize, genetically modified for drought tolerance, resistance to stem borer and fall armyworm. It comes into effect from October 8, 2021 to October 5, 2024. The statement read, in part, a decision document accompanying the certificate from NBMA stated that in arriving at the decision to grant the permit, the agency took into consideration and the advice of the National Biosafety Committee, the National Biosafety Technical Subcommittee, and the risk management report provided by the applicants. The statement added, the agency was convinced that there are non-adverse impacts to the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity, taking into account risk to human health. The permit pursuant to this decision is without prejudice to other extant legal requirements. It stated that this approval would authorize the permit holder and persons covered by the permit to commercialize the teller maize genetically modified for drought tolerance and insect resistance. Reacting to the decision, the Executive Director, IAR, Professor Ishakiyu Mohammed, said it was inspiring for the institute to secure NBMA approval for the commercial release of the drought-tolerant and insect-resistant maize. Mastercard CKAP said Mastercard Foundation and KAP Film and Television Academy have announced a partnership to gain 300,000. In a statement, the Chief Executive Officer and founder, K.A. Afolayan, said the academy focuses on growing the next generation. He added that the KAP Academy would leverage smartphone technology for the training program, and teaching will be conducted through a learning app. He said the KA mobile learning application, where multiple presentations, video simulations, and interactive testing will be delivered to the students. Content, industry professionals, community forums, an electronic library, a job board, a financial support, contract, and link, amongst others. The training program will include a masterclass series, a virtual series of 20 episodes, providing e-learning to aspiring filmmakers, covering several aspects of filmmaking from directing, cinematography, and the business of film. On our sport news this morning, Rowe reveals how we plotted Central African Republic's downfall in Douala. Head coach of the Super Eagles, Gerard Rowe, has revealed that he had changed his tactical system for the reverse fixture against the Central African Republic. The Wild Beast has shocked Nigeria 1-0 at the Temslim Balogun Stadium, Lagos, in the first leg on Thursday. Ahead of the game in Douala on Sunday, Rowe referred to a three-man defense. Leon Balogun gave the Eagles the lead before Victor Osimhen made it to 2-0 at the break. Rowe, speaking to NFF media after the game, said he was impressed by the team's reaction. It was a good reaction from my team. We lost the other day, very unlucky at the very last minute. Everybody wanted to take revenge, and they did it very well, although we could not score a third or fourth goal. We changed the system and played three defenders at the back, which helped us, as well as the leadership of Ahmed Musa, to win the game. It is not easy to play the Central African Republic. They committed a lot of fouls, but fortunately, we didn't have any bad injuries. Now we can prepare for the next game in November and hope that everything will be fine at the end of the day, Rowe said. Other health news this morning, cholera outbreak kills 20 in Adamawa. A cholera outbreak has killed about 20 residents in the Galangan community of Newman local government area of Adamawa State. The unit leader of Galang community, Malam Umar Sauda Sakin Matasa, said about 16 members of the community are currently hospitalized as a result of the outbreak at Newman General Hospital and Galang Dispensary. He lamented that the outbreak has taken a huge toll on the residents, explaining that victims of the disease died on a daily basis, mostly on the day they were infected. He assured that the community has reported the outbreak of the disease to the health officials of Newman local government area, stating that as of the time he spoke with the media, no help from the government or organization has come their way to cushion the effect of the outbreak. The Director of Public Health Ministry in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Lauri Selin, confirmed the outbreak of the disease, saying that the outbreak reported in the records was that of the Norman Council as a whole. She noted that the record has been shown that 15 cases were reported with one fatality. Explained that the military has adequately responded to the emergency and is treating the affected ones. She explained that some non-governmental organizations, NGOs, with specializations in health and sensors have been engaged by the ministry and are working in the situation in the area. She explains our records have shown 15 cases of the cholera outbreak and one dead in Norman local government area, as interventions such as the provision of aqua taps, awareness on hygiene are given. On our foreign news this morning, UK to resettle teenage Afghan women, footballers and families. Those girls with promising football careers who fled the Taliban have been the 35-member squad aged 13 to Kabul last month and has been staying for the past few weeks in a hotel in Pakistan, where their temporary visas were due to expire on Monday. We are working to finalize visas to the Afghanistan if another country had not accepted them. This is fantastic news, and we are most grateful to Minister Butted their escape. I'm absolutely thrilled for them to have a second chance at life, said the chairman